Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be unboxing my new EVOSAW380. I bought this saw a few months ago and it's kind of just been sitting because I haven't needed a metal cutting saw, but I had some time today and I figured I might as well unbox it, fire it up, and see how it works. I have been using an abrasive cutoff saw for a lot of my metal projects in the past, but I figured it was about time to upgrade to this. So let's start opening this thing up and see what it looks like in there. Alright, on top we have something and an owner's manual. Looks like something else. Not sure what that is either. And a metal thing. This looks like it's a piece of the clamp. It's probably like that piece right there, I think is what this is. So I'll put these aside for now. Alright, there she is. Let's pull it out. Well, actually, let's take this blade out of here first. So this one comes with, what is this, 14-inch blade? Yeah. A 14-inch blade. This one's made for mild steel. I think you have to get a different one for stainless and aluminum. You can get a different blade for, but you can also just cut aluminum with like a standard wood table saw, or a standard wood chop saw will cut aluminum. So I don't know if I would actually bother buying a blade for that, but I might buy one for stainless if I ever start to play with that. Alright, out of the gate, that thing is like twice as heavy. I'll have to look up the numbers compared to my abrasive saw, but this is much heavier than that abrasive saw. I like that this comes all bagged up too. It's not all covered in bits of foam or garbage from being shipped. So there they are, side by side. Evolution is a little bit taller, definitely heavier. Let's see, the footprint on this is about 10 3/4. The footprint on this guy, so that's 11 1/4. Around this bevel. How much deeper is this one? Broken at about 18 inches. And about 18 inches. So the footprint's fairly comparable. And I think this works just like a normal miter. You pull that. Oh, that's nice. So you pull that out and twist it. Keeps it out of place. It takes a little force to pull it down. And then it's free. Let's see what it takes to get a blade on this. So that's the blade installed. It goes on exactly like a normal chop saw blade, if you've ever done that before. Just like this one. I guess the next thing to do is fire this up and do a head-to-head comparison to see how it cuts metal versus that one. So I'm going to do that in a little bit. While I was just goofing around with this thing, I was looking at the handle and I was like, oh, I don't really like that the handle doesn't have a little handle on it. Well, it does. This was that thing that was in the bag. I just got to screw it on. There she blows. I also like this quick release here for quick adjustments of this. I think that's pretty slick. And then you can just use the Allen to loosen that to slide it forward and backwards. I just took this piece off the abrasive wheel cutter, and it is noticeably warm just in the middle. The end that I cut with the cold cut saw, the Evolution, is ice cold. This end is too hot to touch for longer than a few seconds. So don't mind the welds. This was literally the first piece of steel that I ever welded, so it was a practice. But you can see here the Evolution saw. Let's see if I can stand this up and focus. Did a pretty good job. It's relatively clean, light burrs. It is sharp on the inside and the outside, like you could cut yourself on those burrs, but overall, it's really not a bad cut. And when I just dumped it, all this stuff came out. That's all from the abrasive cut process. That's all the crap that gets slung all over the place. And now that I flipped it, you can see what it looks like with the abrasive wheel. You can even see some coloring from some hot spots that have formed on the top and bottom there. It kind of just mashes the metal across the cut instead of just like removing it. And you can even see all of these filings are just ground from that abrasive cut. These big chips here, I believe, are from the cold cut saw, the Evolution. So in summation, it's not exactly apples to apples, since, you know, this saw has seen a lot of work, and the cut you saw me do on video was literally the first and only cut this saw has ever done so far. So time will tell, but putting the same amount of pressure down on each of the handles, you could just feel this felt much more like a conventional chop saw, like through wood. It obviously wasn't quite as smooth as wood. There's a little bit of chatter. This was just very much, if you used a grinder, you know what it feels like. It's just like that. And I do have to say, this wheel is worn down a little bit more than a new wheel. I think a new wheel is probably an inch or inch and a half wider, but it still cuts about the same. I mean, I don't notice any real difference in it. Maybe it's a little bit slower, but the Evolution is definitely a huge upgrade, and I am excited to be adding it to my shop. I'm sure you'll be seeing it in more videos as I do more metalworking projects again come the summertime, but for right now, I'm just going to keep it parked here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.